This is Mindfulness with Richard. I'm Richard Clarke. Welcome. This is part of a series on mindfulness for those who are getting started with a mindfulness practice. These videos may also be useful for someone trying to sustain or deepen their practice. Mindfulness meditation involves the practice of bringing one's attention to the present moment without judgment or distraction. A common way to cultivate mindfulness is to focus on the breath. The breath is always present and can serve as a stable anchor for our attention and awareness. Today, I'll provide a step-by-step guide on how to practice watching the breath for those getting started with mindfulness and for those trying to improve their focus and concentration. First, find a quiet, comfortable space to sit down or lie down. It can be helpful to choose a space where you won't be disturbed and to sit in a chair or on a cushion with your back straight, but not rigid. You may also choose to lay down, but be aware that it's easier to fall asleep when lying down. Next, set your intention, something like this. I'm going to use this meditation time just to watch and to feel my breath with an open mind and non-judgmentally. Then take a few breaths. Before you begin to focus on the breath, take a few deep breaths to help relax the body and mind. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale slowly through the mouth. Feel the breath fill your lungs and notice the sensation of the breath leaving your body. Feel the whole breath from your nostrils to your belly. Once you feel calm and relaxed, begin to focus your attention on the breath. You can choose to focus on the sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils, or with the rise and fall of the belly, the diaphragm. Allow your breath to flow naturally without trying to control it. Simply observe the breath as it is. Notice when the mind wanders. As you focus on the breath, you may notice that your mind starts to wander. This is completely normal. This is what the mind does. When you notice your mind is wandered, simply acknowledge the thought or distraction and gently bring your attention back to the breath. Don't judge yourself or the thought. Simply notice it and return to the breath. And give yourself a pat on the back for noticing and returning. Begin to observe the breath. As you continue to focus on the breath, you may notice other physical sensations, such as the beating of your heart or the sensation of the air moving in and out of the nose or the feel of your skin. Simply observe these sensations. Feel them without trying to change or control them. Remember to be gentle with yourself and return to the breath whenever your mind wanders. And feel good about noticing and returning. As you end your session, reflect on the intentions you set, acknowledge your successes and your progress. Don't be too concerned about areas where you need to make progress. This is a learning process. Practice regularly. As with any new skill, mindfulness takes practice. Try to set aside a few minutes each day to practice watching the breath. As you become more comfortable with the practice, you can increase the amount of time you spend meditating. You may also choose to practice mindfulness in other areas of your life, such as during a walk or while washing dishes. Mindfulness practice can have powerful effects on the brain, particularly on the brain's default network. The default network is a network of brain regions that is active when the mind is at rest or when we're not engaged in a task that requires focused attention. This network is associated with self-referential thinking, mind wandering, and with the processing of personal and social information. The Buddhists call this the monkey mind. When we are engaged in mindfulness practice, such as watching the breath, the activity of the default network decreases, allowing us to focus on the present moment and reduce distractions. Research has shown that mindfulness practices, such as watching the breath, can lead to changes in the brain's default network. One study published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that participants who underwent an 8-week mindfulness training program had decreased activity in the default network compared to a control group. Another study published by the journal Frontiers in Human Neuroscience found that participants who underwent a single session of mindfulness meditation had decreased activity in the default network and increased connectivity between regions of the brain associated with attention and sensory processing. It's like you're on a vacation and you get absorbed in some adventure or experience, and the default network has stopped, and you feel so good. Mindfulness is like a vacation for your brain. Long-term meditators, people I know, say, my mind has stopped. This is the default network becoming permanently inactivated. These changes in the brain's default network have important implications for our mental health and well-being. Mindfulness practices, such as watching the breath, have been shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, improve cognitive functions, and increase resilience to stress. By reducing the activity of the default network, we're better able to focus our attention on the present moment and reduce rumination and negative self-talk. The thing that is required is for you to have all of these benefits is for you to meditate regularly, daily, maybe as a part of your self-care routine. So set aside a few minutes of each day to practice mindfulness meditation. In addition to formal mindfulness meditation, you can also practice mindfulness in your daily life by bringing your attention to the present moment during routine activities such as washing dishes or taking a shower. By paying attention to the sensations of the body and the environment around us, we can reduce distraction and cultivate a greater sense of calm and presence. In conclusion, watching the breath is a simple yet powerful mindfulness practice that can bring a sense of calm and clarity into your life and lead to changes in the brain's default network to improve your mental health and well-being. By incorporating this practice into your daily life, you can learn to focus your attention on the present moment and increase your resistance to stress. You are more present in your daily life. Remember to be patient and gentle with yourself and to approach the practice with an open and curious mind. So meditate, feel calmness and inner peace fill your life. You want deeper meditation, more peace, more happiness. Subscribe now to continue to find ways to get more from your meditation.